mean, come on, man, you know the thing. Who else is a more patriotic American than these fine folks? I mean, other than maybe Colonel Sanders, because his chicken is tinger flicking good. Or finger sticking good. I mean, come on, man, you know the thing. They're definitely better than that Bernie Sanders guy. Can you believe I beat that guy in an election? I am Joe Biden, Bo Jiden. As the President of America, I just want to say Jim Jar are cool cats. I am Joe Biden, Bo Jiden. I mean, come on, man, you know the thing. Anyways, I gotta go. I have to go to deliver some tanks or something to that President Zelensky guy. Peace out, hooliganies.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, I got things going on at the house today. Everything's all crazy. Good afternoon, good morning. Hello, everyone. I don't even know what freaking day it is. It's Tuesday. Okay, thank you. So happy Tuesday. Hello, everyone. I see Shaken Bacon in here. I see Rick. I see Nikki. Hey, Nikki. You got to get on an airplane soon. All right. Well, be safe. Les Bones. Hello. Warren. Good morning. I think that's everybody. Good to see all of you. Man, oh man, I'm tired today. I think I stayed up way too late playing video games, but we had fun last night. I got to hang out with, she's in the comment section named Lana X. She's awesome. Got to play some really cool games with her last night and hang out. So I'm excited. We had some fun. Don't worry. Everything was great. It was awesome. That unicorn is a drunk. Man, I've been trying to find things to talk about this morning, but everybody's only talking about like the school shooting. So we've got a lot on that part, or a lot on that stuff today, because it was very interesting to see how it's all playing out. I heard that the person had a manifesto, that they're trans. There's like all this other stuff that we're starting to find out about. I guess he had went to the school as a kid. Alana killed you like 10 times last night. So it was funny. After you guys got off, we were playing different games in Fortnite. We were doing prop hunt. So you start off with like however many people are in there. Let's just say there's like 20 people in this area. And we did one where it was like a pool area. So there was like a pool and like water slides and stuff. It was like a pool theme park or something, kind of prop hunt. And so you go around with this like gun and you point it at the props that are lying around and you become that prop. So that way you can play hide and seek from the hunters. So you kind of lose yourself in all the props and they have to try to find you. And Lana last night was so freaking hilarious. So I was like, I think I made myself into like a pile of towels or something. And so that way nobody could find me. And I'm like right there next to the poolside in the game. And I just see Lana come up onto the diving board as a giant palm tree. Dude, that shit was so fucking hilarious. She was literally a palm tree standing on a diving board, and they couldn't find her. And the shit was so funny. She even made herself into a giant water slide in the middle of the park and was just sitting there. She's totally out, like doesn't look like she was in place. She was totally out of place through that. But they were just walking and rocking right through her, not killing her or anything. So she's really good with that game. I'll have to give her that. We had a lot of fun last night. She was so fun. What's up, Amber? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, Liam Door. Hello from Twitch. Thanks for stopping by on Twitch. If you can, please hit the subscribe or whatever follow button, whatever button it is on Twitch. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers on there. So there's Lana. Good morning. I was just talking about how you turned yourself into a giant palm tree and stood on the diving board, or when you made yourself a giant water slide in the middle of the park and nobody could tell what you were. That shit was so fucking funny. Oh my god. Last night was a blast. I knew like 2 o'clock in the morning hit last night, and I was like, man, I gotta get off here. I gotta get up for work in the morning. I haven't even found any news articles or anything, but I was like, I don't want to stop playing. I'm having so much fun. We started playing this murder mystery game, and Lana's really good as the murderer in that game. Like she'll go up to you and just be like, hey, we're just hanging out and having fun, and just whack, just fucking brutalize you. She's fucking awesome. We had some fun last night. Last night was great. The murder mystery game is fun too, because you start off with like 10 people, and there's one murderer and one sheriff, and everybody else is the innocents. So you got to go hide and make sure that the murderer doesn't kill you. And the guy that's the sheriff has a gun, and the gun sheriff person is supposed to make sure he kills the murderer before the murderer kills all the innocents. It is so much fun. Lana was just shooting innocents last night. And they have like new areas in that little side game too, so it was a lot of fun. There's like this little space station now in the game, which they haven't had in the little murder mystery, because I play that game with my kids a lot, and they finally like added a new area into it, which was like a space station. So that was really fun. There was like this one person in there last night in the murder mystery game. Every time somebody came up as the murderer when it was that round's turn, and usually the murderer doesn't make it because there's a lot of innocents and you know, a gun running around. So the murderer usually dies before they get everybody. But there's this one skin in there, this one person. I don't know who they were. They were in this like Aura skin is her name. Every time you were the murderer and that round ended and everybody goes back into the main area before the next round ends, that person would just come up to anyone that was the murderer and just start doing this donkey laugh emote. Oh my God, it was so fucking annoying. Like every goddamn time somebody was the murderer, he would just start following that person and laughing at him. It was so freaking annoying. I was trying to figure out ways to like make him feel like shit, and I couldn't figure it out. Like it seemed like what he wanted to do was like laugh at you behind your back, so I would try to turn towards him and do some stupid emote, and he would try to get back behind me and do an emote, the laughing emote again, and I turn around and I'd like follow him so where I'd be facing him, because I was like, you ain't gonna laugh behind my back, fool. Me and Lana were like really pissed off at that dude last night. It was so funny. Liam Dorr says, do I think it's beneficial to listen to a slow instrumental music in the background while reading a novel? Yeah, absolutely. From what I learned in school and like growing up being a reader is having like a really soft classical type music with no words or anything like that in the background can kind of help your mind to open up and take in more information. So it's really good for like people with ADHD who get distracted really easily. As long as like when I'm reading a book, I like to do things with my hands because it helps me with the anxiety of like, you know, getting distracted in my head. I can just concentrate there while my fingers are moving. So that way I've got something going on. So music is the same, listening to music while you're reading. Yeah, sure. I could see that for sure. Tulsi. What about Tulsi? Oh, are you guys talking about Tulsi Gabbard? You want to play some murder mystery? That sounds awesome. It's so fun. It's a fucking blast. I know we should have just brought you guys into that instead of like the 1v1 pit thing. But my daughter was on there last night too, and she's like, she loves brutalizing and killing people. So yeah, if you guys want to come on and play some play some murder mystery or some prop hunt, It's a fucking blast. And those are so much fun. It's like hide and seek. It's super, super fun. And you could just sit there for 3 minutes in your hiding spot, just chilling there, like, oh my God, and you just sit there because the suspense of somebody trying to find you. Or you just don't give a fuck and you just go into the middle of the area and you start dancing and having fun with people, and eventually somebody with a sword will come up and kill you all. So that's what I did last night. There was one part where I was the murderer. And I hadn't been the murderer yet on any of the rounds, but I was always going to the center to dance because I played that game so many times. I'm just like, fucking kill me. I don't care. It's a lot of fun. And so I was the murderer that time. And I was like, well, I'm just going to make everybody go to the center and dance with me like we always do. So I got everybody into the center. Like almost the entire map was in the center right there dancing with me. And I was like, all right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I whip out my sword. I just start chopping people up, and people start running everywhere, like scattering like cockroaches. Oh God, it was so fucking fun. I had like 4 bodies on the ground. Oh man, me and Lana had a blast last night. The stupid Cartman voice. The donkey laugh is cancer for real. That donkey laugh, man, it gets me every time. I was just like, dude, you got to stop. I'm done. I'm done with your donkey laugh, dude. Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about Pink Floyd last night. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Lana is from Hawaii. Oh, you didn't know that was my daughter? Yeah, she's 18, so whatever. You can do whatever you want with her. She's kind of like her own person now. So, but yeah, that was my daughter. Roxy is my 18-year-old. She's great. She's my little Fortnite buddy. So, and she lives with my mom. So, because it's like easier for her to get back and forth to work and stuff. So it's kind of like our only time for me and her to be able to hang out and have fun and all that stuff. So she's very quiet and she doesn't let people know that she's my kid because she's super embarrassed by it. But yes, that is my oldest baby. That was my babies. She's awesome. She's quiet. She's really fun. She reminds me of you a little bit, Lana. She's kind of like you. There's that happy-go-lucky, very, really awesome, fun, bubbly person. But she's like me, where when she meets new people, she's super shy and very quiet. Because when I meet new people, well, other than like you or Les Bones or, Warren and stuff, there's like certain people in my life where I meet them and I'm like, I'm going to be best friends with them. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. But then like everybody else, I'm like, I'm just going to sit back and watch and see how you are first before I even make myself vulnerable to be your friend. And that's how I am with a lot of people. There is a couple people here and there where I'll meet them and I'll be like, dude, you mean you were going to be best friends? I'm sorry. That's just going to how it's going to be. That's like Warren, Les Bones, Shake and Bacon. You, I absolutely adored you when I first saw you. Like certain people, I'm just like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's go. But then other people, I'm just like, can I get to know who you are first? And that's Roxy. Roxy's like, I don't want to talk to you until I know you. Because as soon as she knows you, she's super open. She's awesome. You're very welcome, Lana. You're a great girl. I had a lot of fun last night. That was super, super fun. So thank you for doing all of that and hanging out with me last night and becoming my new gamer friend. It's so cool because I have like some gamer friends. Like I've got my Fortnite friends and I've got Les Bones and Shake and Bacon and Warren and stuff. But they're like literally all 3 of them. And then all of my other friends that I play Fortnite with, like my little Fortnite friends, they're all East Coast. Every single one of them are East Coast. So I'm always like, it's gonna end up turning it to you, which I feel really bad because like by 11 o'clock, everybody's like, I gotta go to bed. It's I gotta get up for work in the morning. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, life. Damn it, And I'm like, well, it's 11 o'clock for me. I still got like 2 more hours to go before I'm tired. And then now we've got you, who's like Hawaii time. So I know, like, I think last night by 2 a.m. I was like, all right, I gotta get up for work, and that's like 11 for you. So I'm kind of just like pushing it on to Lana, and I feel really bad. I don't want to do that because I don't hate ending gaming at 11 with my friends because I've learned to just be okay with it. Like I can just play other games by myself and kind of wind myself down instead of like keeping myself hyped up until 2 a.m. and then try to spend that hour winding myself down. I could just play until 11, wind myself down for an hour or 2 playing video games by myself and then go to sleep, I guess. So I don't know. I'm trying not to put it on to you, so I will try to stay up as late as I can to hang out with you. Cause yeah, I'm like thinking maybe I should put my show a little later, but man, if I put it any later, I'm just gonna be fighting with all the other people. I'm already fighting with them now at 1 o'clock. I swear I need to go back to being in the morning where nobody is going to be. I heard Harlan's media is gonna be early in the morning soon though, so yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be hard. See, that's where I think it's better for like East Coasters to do like morning shows. That way people on the West Coast and like Hawaii time can get that shit when they wake up. Like that's what I wish I was on the East Coast. I would start like way fucking early in the morning. That way everybody can be like, all right, wake up, let's get some, some what in. That'd be cool. Fortnite is for babies, but they're but they're a lot better than me. Yeah, no, it's true. We're all grown-ups. I've been playing Fortnite for 3 years now, and they still whoop my ass, so it's fine. You just kind of, you don't get mad when they kick your ass and you lose. You kind of just like realize, okay, you figure out how they beat you. Usually they're better builders, or they just so happen to have a higher point than you, so they can look down and get you, before you can get them. Usually I'll find something, the reason why they kill me, and I'll be like, all right, well played. You did that really well. So I don't get mad when I die. I'm just like, as long as I make top 10, I'm happy. So when people are like, oh, we just died, we got 6th place, I'm over here like, top 10. Yeah. 1 + 0 is first. That's first place in my eyes. I'm happy. Top 10. 1 + 0. 1. Number 1, baby. Number 1. Top 10 is number 1 for me. To be honest, I would choose watching a woman over the other guys in this super male dom. That's what I know. I was just telling Warren that yesterday. I'm like, dude, we need to find more female streamers. Like, for real, we need to find some more female streamers, because we keep finding all these like new streamers and they're all males, and we need to find like some more female ones out there. So yeah, no, I completely agree. Completely agree. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Oh, man. Oh, okay. So should we start on some news? I know it's like only 1:15. We only started like 15 minutes ago. But I guess we can get started. I don't want to like run out of time. Oh, here we go. Les Bones. He's all, I love Savvy. Les Bones is great. Okay. So, man, Lana hooked me up this morning with some stuff. So I can't wait to get on to all of this. I cannot wait. Lana she is on a roll this morning, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Lana. So a lot of the stuff that I got today is from Lana. I got a couple of things. I think I got a couple things from Warren as well. Did I? No, I did not. Never mind. What is this? The dimming, exposing the global climate engineering cover-up, geoengineeringwatch.org. Hey, I follow them on YouTube. Interesting. And did Warren change his Twitter name to Extra Booyah for Prez 2024? Oh my goodness. That is great. That is awesome. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. Okay. Lesbos went broke donating to Savvy. I know. Oh, like that troll yesterday. Jesus Christ. Or the I guess it's not a troll, it's more like a scammer. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I can't believe you got caught up in the scam thing yesterday. That is nuts. So I want to start on in Nashville yesterday, a shooting that happened. And so I got a couple of videos to bring up about it. So from what I've heard about this Nashville shooting so far is 3 children, 3 grown-ups have died. This is a trans person, female to male. And I think that's all I know so far. I guess he had a manifesto. They're reading through it now, and they're going to be releasing it soon. They did release the police cam footage. I think I got the news version of it, so that way we don't get in trouble, because trigger warnings and shit. But thank you so much, Lana, for this stuff and this videos and stuff, so that way I didn't have to do too much work. You think you scared him? He hasn't messaged you back. We should start a fundraiser for Les Bones so that he can donate more to Savvy. So here's so there's police chief reveals more details about the Nashville school shooter. So this is the news version of the police cam. So we're not going to see, you know, the actual stuff because they have to put it onto national TV. So hopefully we'll be good on this. But still, trigger warning just in case. It's
And that's exactly where we begin today with the growing investigation following that deadly school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. Police have released the body cam video, and it's chilling. We can all witness those moments that the officers confronted and killed the shooter. And to be clear, we're only going to show you portions of that footage now. And as we always do in situations like this, we want to warn you that it's extremely difficult to watch and hear. And we froze the video right there. As you can see, it does go on to show the officers surrounding the wounded suspect on the ground. Police have also released surveillance video from inside the school. The footage, including the moments right here, that police say 28-year-old Audrey Hale shot through the building's locked glass doors. And then other portions of the surveillance video here show the shooter roaming the halls of the school, armed to the teeth. Police say Hale identified as transgender, and a social media account linked to Hale included the use of pronouns he, him. So investigators say that Hale opened fire on police when they arrived at the school, shooting through a second-story window. So police released images of the guns that were used in the shooting, 2 assault-style rifles and a handgun. And last night, community members held a prayer vigil just a few miles from that school to mourn the deaths of the 6 victims. Those victims include 3 children, all 9 years old: Evelyn Dickhouse, Haley Scrubs, and William Kinney. The 3 adult victims, all in their 60s: Cynthia Peak, a substitute teacher; Mike Hill, a custodian; and Catherine Kuntz, the head of that private Christian school. Joining me once again from Nashville, ABC's Jacqueline Lee. Jacqueline, we sure got a lot of new information from the police chief there, holding yet another briefing for us. A number of points made, things that we didn't know about the shooter, and also conversations now the police chief had with the shooter's parents.
Yes, that's right, Kira. We found out about the number of weapons that the shooter had in her possession leading up to the shooting. We also learned about what the parents did and did not know. And they also shared some information about what was contained in those writings about potential other locations that the shooter was going to target. So take a listen to Nashville Police Chief John Drake.
We've interviewed the parents of Audrey Hale, and we've determined that Audrey bought 7 firearms from 5 different local gun stores here legally. They were legally purchased. 3 of those weapons were used yesterday during this horrific tragedy that happened. We know that they felt that she had 1 weapon and that she sold it. She was under care, doctor's care, for an emotional disorder. Law enforcement knew nothing about the treatment she was receiving, but her parents felt that she should not own weapons. They were under the impression that when she sold the 1 weapon that she did not own anymore. As it turned out, she had been hiding several weapons within the house.
And Kira, we do want to point out that we still do not know exactly what was the significance of the day of the shooting. We do not know why he targeted this school, other than that he wanted to target the school. And a big emphasis from this press conference is that the shooter did not plan or did not specifically target the 6 victims that were there specifically. There was no specific classroom or specific person the shooter was going after. It just seemed that the shooter was open firing on the school. Kira.
And boy, we learned a lot from that body camera, didn't we? And also the surveillance video that the police released. I mean, we saw Audrey Hale pull into the parking lot in the car, and then we saw police officers working their way up to the 2nd floor, all into the moment that they confronted the shooter. Found victims along the way, clearly trying to save lives while also trying.
Sorry, I was muted. Is that true, Brandy? That there was there's history of abuse in the school? Because I'm trying not to assume, like, the man, you know, because obviously he has a manifesto. He's written it. They have it. So there is reason as to why he did this. Obviously, as a human being, we kind of try to naturally assume by the situations that are going on. And because yesterday I didn't realize it was a school. I thought it was a church. And then I've been watching more and more. I'm finding out that it's a private school, a Christian private school. So technically, you know, it's a church school. It's a Gen Zer. Okay. It's Gen Zer / millennial, young millennial, elder Gen Zer, trans, went to this Christian school, like has a history. God, I have cat hair all over my nose and it's driving me crazy. Has gone to this school, is a trans person, like just those things, kind of assuming. I hate assuming. Just feels like, maybe the manifesto of, the closed-mindedness of religion, and this person being a trans person, that could possibly be the reason why. We don't know for sure, but assuming this is kind of what it feels like, is this trans person who went to this school. And if you're right, if it does have a history of abuse, then yeah, then that could be the reason why. So yeah, it's yeah, like I said, though, I don't want to assume. I really, really don't want to assume, because assuming makes an ass out of you and me. So I really don't want to, but that's just what it seems like so far. So yes, hot R word chicks, good morning or good afternoon. Yes, it's crazy times right now. Good morning, Ed. Is there a reason why this footage was made available so quickly by a police department when we've previously seen a pattern of the opposite? Yeah, that's actually a really, 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 really good point. Is the fact that these guys were on it. They were quick as shit. And I think what they're doing is being like, look, your money here, all this money that you put in to help fund the police instead of defund the police. This is what we're doing now. We're good guys. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Yeah, of showing them, the opposite of what we've actually been seeing at this school, or at school shootings and stuff. So yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that there's still a problem. We still have a huge problem with this. There's like with the mental health and the gun problems and stuff. I think, did I put it, is it on here? No. Okay, so we'll finish watching this and I'll bring it up. I think Biden was talking about some kind of bill passing this morning on like gun reform kind of bills, but it's already been detoothed. I believe the bill has already had its sharp teeth taken out, so it's pretty much just a big old nothing burger. So I think we just lucked out with having an honest police department relative to this situation. Yeah, that's definitely true too. Yeah. Because why would they? Yeah, why would they show and release the body cam footage so quickly and showing like, hey, look at what we did. We did a really good job, But just wait, look, I'll finish watching this. And there was a girl that came out, a woman that came out during the press release and went and talked in front of the cameras and stuff. So let's finish watching this and then let me find that, because that part was really, really good. And yes, Brandy, I'm going to open up Twitter and see what you got for me as well.
To take down the shooter who was still opening fire as they approached the shooter there on the second floor.
Yes, that's right. And Kira, the police chief even commended the officers with the amount of courage they had just walking into the situation. But as you see in that body camera footage, it's very organized. It's very structured. They know exactly what they're trying to do, which is to neutralize the threat. You can hear it in the video. It almost plays out like a movie. There's these sirens going off. They're yelling to get more officers there as they push through, systematically moving through each room, clearing it. Ultimately, they do hear some shots, so they move up to that second floor, and ultimately that is where they identify the shooter and take that shooter down. And their biggest priority is to protect as many lives as possible. And so the fact that they were able to neutralize that threat within 14 minutes is a big deal. Kira.
Yeah, it's remarkable to see how fast they moved. And I mean, what a switch from Uvalde, Texas. I mean, such a clear difference. Something we want to talk more about now. Jacqueline Lee, thank you so much for reporting there from Nashville. Our ABC News contributor. And
I can see what you're saying, Ed, like talking about how quick to move they were and how fast. And yeah, like they're sitting here just uplifting the police department's quickness, when I'm sorry, people, but this one time that the police were being quick does not change the fact that we have lack of caring when it comes to our police department and health services to help these kids.
For acting under second.
Heads up, there may be a Kira appearance tonight. Oh, on Chicago Corner. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm excited. I love watching Kira. She's awesome. You guys want to go see another badass chick on another show? Kira on Chicago Corner tonight. You guys got to go see her. This girl is fucking sick. If you guys ever seen like those movies and stuff, it's not a movie because it's real life. Those girls that do derby, the derby tracks where they like you know, like what is it, like roller skate in a circle and they beat each other up on the way and stuff. I heard that she does that. Dude, she's fucking cool as shit. Like Kira is badass. Right? Queen Kira. Right. There you go. It could also be an attempt to show up Uvalde. Right. It's like we've fucked up or we've messed up so many times already. So here we go. We're only going to show you the good ones because we've already had like over 100 shootings just in this year alone, but we're only seeing a select few here and there. So you're telling me out of 100 shootings this year alone that you did one good job, sort of, because people still died. But you did one quote unquote good job. And now we're supposed to just love you and thank you and bring you into our communities. Nah, police officers, we ain't having that shit. So yeah, mud wrestling most recently is what Kira does. Yeah, that shit's cool.
Secretary for Intelligence, Department of Homeland Security, John Cohen. John, really, it is remarkable when you just think.
I'm looking for the Twitter DM, Brandy, and I cannot find it anywhere. I'm just letting you know
about Uvalde. And
I don't know where it's at.
We saw video from that situation.
Oh, here it is.
And lingering officers in the hallways and bad comms and kids being killed and kids dying there on the scene. And then you see the body cam video from Nashville police officers there and how, I mean, they were talking, moving in perfect formation, clearing rooms, tapping on the shoulder. I mean, it was nonstop. They weren't taking a moment to pause or worry or wonder. They knew exactly what to do and they did it. And you see it on the video.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. I mean, it's just a stark difference. And as someone who spent almost 40 years in law enforcement, you know, notwithstanding the fact that this was a horrible tragedy, the sense of pride I felt watching those officers responding how they had been trained, putting their own personal fear aside, moving in, as you said, a well-organized, tactically proficient manner until they located the suspect and neutralized the threat. This is what those who put the badge on are supposed to do. And all too often, this is exactly what they do when confronting an active shooter situation.
So also too, John, they had to worry about other kids. Not only is it one shooter, two shooters, three shooters, right? They don't know exactly what they're coming into, but they also have to think about all the kids that are still alive and their weapons and when to fire and not fire. I mean, the last thing you want is anything ricocheting off the walls and an innocent child getting hit. So kind of put us in that mindset that not only are they trying to clear that school, find out how many shooters there may be, but get to definitely where they're hearing gunshots, while at the same time carrying out safe tactics so no other child is hurt.
Yeah, so let's unpack that a little bit because you're absolutely right. I mean, when in the video you see when the officer was immediately arrived on scene, they were gathering information from school officials who are outside. So while he's putting on his vest, while he's preparing his firearm, he's learning information about where children are located, where the suspect is located. He's assessing the situation. Very quickly, the first officers there form up into a team, a small group. They enter the location. They move in a well-organized, tactically proficient way. They operate with a sense of urgency and purpose as they go room to room to room searching for the suspect. As you also pointed out, when they hear gunshots, they move rapidly, but in a safe manner to where those gunshots are coming from. They locate the suspect, they engage the suspect, they neutralize the suspect. What we also saw in the video is that immediately after they neutralize the suspect, they begin the process of determining whether there's other shooters potentially in that building, and they begin the process of locating people who may be wounded throughout the building. So as I said earlier, they did it right. They did it exactly how they were trained to do it and how we hope they do it once they receive that training.
And
once they receive that training. So there you go. The money that was supposed to be taken away from cops because we were actually for defunding the police to give it to mental health professionals. They actually refunded the police, and now they're trying to be like, well, here's your money being put into action by showing you how fast we got it. It's not stopping the situation. There's still shootings. So you're not actually fixing and solving the problem. What you're doing is throwing a Band-Aid on a gaping wound with 50 other Band-Aids that we put onto that gaping wound, hoping that it'll stay on. That gaping wound won't get infected. I don't understand why they keep doing this stuff. They're like, here we go. We stuck a Band-Aid on it. It'll be fine for now. I swear. Our police infrastructure is just like our actual infrastructure. It's just really old, full of lead, rusting. We'll fall down at the smallest wind. Oh God. So yeah, you're right. Brandy sent this to me. It's really long, and it's a court thing. So here's dumb me coming to look at some court stuff. But it does show that you're right, Brandy. There was a court hearing against this place. Here it is, Appeals of Tennessee at Nashville. I'll read this little first paragraph so we can kind of see the details of what this church school got filed against them with. Plaintiffs sued 4 individual defendants and 3 religious institutions for invasion of privacy, malicious harassment, assault, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, negligent hiring, supervision and retention, and civil conspiracy. The trial court dismissed all of the plaintiff's causes of actions for failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. We affirm the dismissal of plaintiff's claims against 2 of the religious institutions for failure to state a claim for vicious liability. We also affirm the trial's court's dismissal of plaintiff's claims for invasion of privacy, malicious harassment. Man, this court's just treating them like crap. They're like, oh, you got no proof? Sorry, we can't do anything. I hate this shit. I hate the court system. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent hiring, training, supervision, and retention, and civil conspiracy. However, having liberally constructed the complaint, as we must at this stage of the pleading process, we find the complaint states a cause of action for assault against the individual defendants in one of the religious institutions. Therefore, we must reverse the trial court dismissal of the plaintiff's allegation of assault and affirm the court in all other respects. So they were going to dismiss it, but the 2 of the things that they said actually had some reason to file for the court and had something that stuck. So now they had to continue going on with court. This was back in 2014. So there is definitely, I mean, but like, this is awesome, Brandy. But like, what did we expect from religious schools and religion in general? Like, this is just what they do, you know? Pull up page 2. Girl, you're having me read shit that I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm sitting here trying to be like, all right, can I understand this? This is some like legal jargon. I'm about to bring Lana up in here. She knows this shit. Okay, here it is. This little paragraph right here, this little one. Is that the one I should read? The defendants committed a continuous series of intentional acts, negligent acts, or omissions, which damaged the plaintiffs in furtherance of an illicit act by defendants to fraudulently conceal from appropriate authorities unreported and unprosecuted child abuse by confessed child. Ooh. Thank you, Brandy. This is good. John Perry, a book author who is associated with or was once closely associated with the defendants as a founder and former officer of Covenant, and same who donated money to Covenant. From 2002 to 2012, the plaintiffs were closely associated with information and circumstances concerning vulnerable children residing at John Perry's residence. Oh, and the defendant's fraudulent concealment of unlawful child blank abuse by confessed child blank John Perry without plaintiffs actually possessing knowledge of this guy's actions until 2012. Yep. What did we expect? What do you expect from churches? Church schools, religious institutions? Please tell me how Oh, like I said, we're just sticking band-aids on this. They're like, here we go. We're going to put a bill in, a toothless bill, or, our police responded to this quickly, but not going to the underlying current that's pretty much been plaguing our country since the beginning of its goddamn time, is religious institutions that are harming and traumatizing children to the point where they grow up and they hate it so much that they do something to that place because they hate it. It's just like what we do to people in other countries, like in the Middle East. We spent the last 20 years brutalizing Iraq and Afghanistan and all the rest of them. And what came out of it? ISIS, Al-Qaeda. Well, Al-Qaeda was around first, but ISIS came out of it. Where do you think ISIS was? ISIS was where the children in the early 2000s that grew up to be adults in the 2010s and said, fuck America. That's exactly what it is. And you think that these kids here in America don't think the same thing about religious institutions when they grow up with that? Come on. I'm so sick of this Band-Aid bullshit when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, you are not solving a fucking thing in this country. You're not doing anything. Like I said earlier, you're just slapping on that Band-Aid, hoping that that gaping wound will stop bleeding, and that Band-Aid will suck up all that blood and all those guts that are coming out. Like, screw you guys. Not you guys, the government. I'm fucking done. I'm done. That's bullshit. Thank you, Brandy, for this. Oh man, what's up? We need critical thinking. His wife divorced him over it. Co-author of Mike Huckabee's book. Wait, are you serious? Don't joke. I will fall for it. Oh no. See, that's such bullshit, man. Ah, America really said, "Screw you guys. I'm going home." Right? So fucking true. Oh, so here, like what I'm trying to tell you, kind of like what I'm trying to say right now. This woman that came out during the Nashville shooting during a news conference, and she came out and started speaking on the podium. She's a Highland Park survivor, okay? And she went to Nashville to go and speak out during the press news conference. About this shooting. Man, this shit gave me chills when I saw this. This is what we need right here, is this woman. More people like this.
Are you guys tired of being here and having to cover all of these mass shootings? I'm from Highland Park, Illinois. My son and I survived a mass shooting over the summer. I am in Tennessee on a family vacation with my son, visiting my sister-in-law. I have been lobbying in D.C. since we survived a mass shooting in July. I have met with over 130 lawmakers. How is this still happening? How are our children still dying? And why are we...
You hear that? She said, I met with over 130 lawmakers, which means that she is literally boots on the ground out in D.C. and shit, lobbying and legislating to get shit passed. And she can't even do this. Like, when I was talking yesterday about like what kind of hope we have, like getting a hold of your representative, maybe lobbying, things like that. I mean, this is what gave me chills yesterday, because right after I said that, I saw her video yesterday after my show, and I was like, she's out there lobbying. She is out there doing that dirty work, and we ain't getting shit from this. Like, if this one lady is out there doing it and we're not getting anything from it, to the point she has to go to this news brief and talk about her survivor story during another shooting in a different state where she's just visiting because she's on vacation, and it just so happens to be a shooting there too. Like, the connections are starting to connect a little too much in this country, and I don't understand why people keep saying like, yeah, gung-ho, let's keep all, I'm not for getting rid of guns, but like, let's protect the guns and like give more money to police officers so they can answer when there's a shooting more often. Like, why can't we fix the solution? But this lady obviously is proving to us that she's out there doing the groundwork and still nothing is going on.
Failing them. Gun violence is the #1 killer of children and teens.
Yep.
It has overtaken cars.
Yep.
Assault weapons are contributing to the border crisis and fentanyl. We are arming cartels with our guns and our loose gun laws. And these shootings and these mass shootings will continue to happen until our lawmakers step up and pass gun safety legislation. Aren't you guys tired of this? Are you guys sick of it? We have to do something. We'll all have to call our lawmakers, and we all have to make our lawmakers make change now. Or this is going to keep happening, and it's going to be your kid and your kid and your kid and your kid next, because it's just a matter of time.
Ooh, girl, get it. I love what she
That's
said.
gun safety legislation. Aren't you guys tired of this?
Right here.
You guys sick of it? We have to do something. We'll all have to call our lawmakers, and we all have to make our lawmakers make change now. Or this is going to keep happening, and it's going to be your kid and your kid and your kid and your kid next.
Yep.
Because it's just a matter of time.
See, and she's out there doing the work. She's out there saying what I was saying yesterday. Call your lawmaker. Go out and lobby. You know, do what you got to do. Man, I feel so bad for that lady. She's out there, man, just like I said, just really doing the work, and nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. Absolutely not a goddamn thing. So they talked about it this morning too on The Hill. We probably won't watch a lot of it. Or is it The Hill? Whatever this show is. Breaking Points. I forget. Talking about this shooting as well. We probably, like I said, we probably won't watch all of it because it's like 10 minutes long. But I think they were saying something good this morning. I think that's why I added it. So I'm going to be learning this with you guys. So I guess let's get on the ride. Solving a school shooting problem involves toppling the military industrial complex. So start homeschooling, guys. Yeah, for real, right? For real. Quick change to First Amendment, change the word arms to nerf. Right? Thou shalt bear thou shalt, wait, no. Thou shalt, like it's a fucking commandment. Yeah, you have the right to bear Nerf guns. That would be awesome. I'd like that. Broken bitches. Sagar grew a beard. I know, it doesn't look too bad. I think he's trying to like find his look, and it's getting there. Definitely getting there. Doesn't look too shabby. I still get weirded out by his veneers, but you know, that's what people do nowadays is get those big, beautiful fake teeth. There's no arms in the second. Yeah.
Terrible news that happened late yesterday. Christian school, mass school shooting that occurred there. We had an update from Nashville police after the shooting and after the suspect was actually killed by police. Here's what the police chief had to say.
Our investigations tell us that she was a former student at the school. I don't know what grade she's attended or grades, but we do firmly believe she was a student there.
She identifies as transgender.
She does identify as transgender. Yes. So it was 5 officers that immediately went in and addressed. We have video that we're going to release, but you can see in the video, you can hear gunfire going on as they're in the school. They address the threat and take that threat down. We know there were 2 AR-style weapons, one a rifle, another was an AR-style pistol, and the other was a handgun. We believe 2 of those may have been obtained legally, locally here. No, we have a manifesto. We have some writings that we're going over that pertain to this day, the actual incident. We have a map drawn out of how this was all going to take place. There's right now a theory of that we may be able to talk about later, but it's not confirmed. And so we'll put that out as soon as we can.
Couple of important things we could take away from there. Number one, police chief saying the suspect is a female to male transgender, appears to have left behind a manifesto. We don't yet know what the contents of that manifesto have been. There haven't been any leaks or anything that was posted. However, it appears to be motivated at least in some way against this school. The person had attended this Christian school. We know a little bit, unfortunately, most about the victims. Going to put this up there on the screen. One of them, including a 9-year-old daughter of the pastor. So we have 6 victims of the Covenant school shooting, including the private Christian academy headmistress, a custodian, and the young daughter of the school's pastor. And officials identified 3 of the slain students as Evelyn Deekhouse, Hallie Scruggs, and William Kinney, all aged 9 years old, in addition to 3 members of the faculty from both 61 and the school head, actually, Catherine Kuhn. So obviously, it's just a heartbreaking case that's happening here in Nashville. And Crystal, we were talking a little bit when the outbreak of the shooting, unfortunately, it almost seems cooked up in a lab to try and, trigger a culture war here in the United States. And, I just think it's very upsetting anytime, children especially are killed in a school, and more so, almost what we saw in Uvalde and elsewhere, like the immediate kind of twisting for political purposes that I'm watching a lot of people on the right also partake in right now is exactly what they decry whenever it happens up on the left. And, clearly anybody who shoots up a school and murders innocent children is a deranged individual. That is the case regardless of whether they're transgender or not. I see a lot of these kind of people playing in the same political space as a lot of people do whenever it's a, let's say a right-wing motivated shooting like El Paso or something like that, which is obviously, of course, not seized upon or defended against in similar vein, saying, why are you politicizing it here most immediately? I'm curious what your takeaways were, beyond just the obvious heartbreak for the parents and for the children who were killed here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the takeaways can be. It's horrific, and it speaks to some sort of deep sickness at the core of our society, because it's easy to forget that, this doesn't happen regularly
No.
in other countries. And, there's a couple ways in which we're outliers. One is certainly the level amount of guns that we are awash in, and that culture. And the other is, I think, a lack of access to healthcare, and a lack of access in particular to mental health care. So I'm just at a loss at this point. Of course, there have been calls for increased gun control. Those are things that I'm
Sorry, I'm sidetracking. Look at her microphone, how she's holding it, like how it's being held. It's got like this little stand right here, this little arm. I want to find something like that. That's way cool, because I've got that mic. See, I've got it, but it's got like this stand on it and shit that it sits on. Hers is way cool. It's got like this little arm thing to it. I'm digging her mic stand for her Yeti. That is fucking cool. I want like a little arm piece like that. That's so neat. Marianne Williamson will change this. That's right. I forgot your friend is running for president.
open to, but I also have always been sort of realistic and pragmatic about. I don't know
You
that
think so?
just
You
banning
think so? That'd be
AR-15s
hilarious.
or banning particular weapons are really going to completely solve the issue. A lot of
It would seem like to me more, Ed, is like she's done. It seemed like maybe he would possibly want one. I never thought that he would want any kids, but like seems like possibly he could probably want some, but I don't think she does. I really don't think she does.
A lot of folks are pointing to the fact that the congressman who represents this district, let's go ahead and put this up on the screen to speak to the culture of being awash in guns. This was the Christmas card that this congressman put out last year. I believe he is a freshman member. And for those of you who are just listening, it's him with his kids and his wife all, holding some sort of weapon here. So, obviously this is someone who has been very much in favor of widespread availability and access of firearms. But it's just a disgusting occurrence that, again, I think just speaks to some sort of deep sickness at the core of our society.
Yeah, I mean, I really just wish that it wasn't a grab bag of everything. So,
I need to get a hold of Rush Limbaugh's estate to get some of his audio equipment. That's what I'm talking about.
On my Twitter, in terms of the reaction, right-wing lawmakers elsewhere, everything is about the discussion of the trans identity here of the shooter. And listen, I mean, if there were hormones involved or lack of mental health resources, or that was something that was referenced, look, I mean, we can't surmise the actual motive, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out that they may have had some resentment at the school that they attended as opposed to their current identity. I think that's...
I think that's what it was, is because I didn't want to assume, but I mean, if you do assume, this is what it feels like to me, like a sort of resentment towards this school by what we're seeing. Like we can't, like I said, we can't assume because we don't have the manifesto. We don't really ultimately truly know, but we can kind of surmise from how many we've had so far, and looking at the meanings behind the reason why these kids are doing this stuff, doing these shootings. There's always these assumptions, and I'm kind of agreeing with Sagar on that part. Like that's, if I was to assume, this is what I'm going to.
Absolutely worth a discussion as well. However, also there's just as you said, almost immediately that tweet that you showed, went immediately viral, talking about gun access. Well, we've had gun access in this country for a long time. Like you've had AR style weapons. It used to actually not be all that uncommon, especially where I'm from in Texas, for like kids to have literal guns in their trucks, like in the 1980s. But there were no school shootings. It's something that just like Columbine and afterwards just ignited something. I'm not exactly sure what it was. On top of that, we of course are having a discussion here about mental health resources. It was actually a major takeaway from Uvalde that I think the most unfortunate part actually of the entire Uvalde discourse around the mental health resource accessibility and all that was a lot of the hypocrisy that I saw in particular that really frustrates me. So for example, like Texas Governor Greg Abbott talking about the need for mental health resources when he literally denied funding for mental health, Medicare and federal funds that would have funded such facilities. At the same time, look, taking away guns is not going to solve. First of all, it's not going to happen. It's just not. I'm already on the record literally against gun control specifically for this reason, because I don't think it would actually solve anything. But beyond that, on a non-practical level, it's not just guns, as laid out. It's multifaceted. I think at our show, our best, a difficult moment like this, we just try to show people like, look, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. We can be open to it. We should just approach each other with compassion. That I don't think there's any other way to do it, especially in a horrific time. Like I actually know somebody who knew some of the people who were killed in the shooting, were close family friends with them, and those people are really hurting right now.
Yeah, I mean, that is certainly the case. I think it's also just worth saying there's a lot we don't know. one of the things that I will definitely be looking for is, how were the firearms acquired?
Yep.
Was this person on the radar of law enforcement previously? In that press conference that we played a bit of, they said that she didn't have any prior record or convictions. Doesn't necessarily mean that there were no previous interactions with law enforcement, though, as we know. So those will be some of the questions that we have, and not to mention whatever is in this manifesto that this killer penned.
I'm glad that you brought that
Agreed,
up because that's
Brandy.
also my number one. Everyone immediately reaches for the guns or the trans thing. I'm like, hey, Parkland, Uvalde, we can go on forever. Charleston, all this, every single case known to law enforcement. No mass murderer just wakes up one day and commits an act like this. From a terrorist to a school shooter, there are breadcrumbs that are everywhere. It's a drop bag. And as you said, looking and going to be paying very close attention to, was the 911 call ever made? Why exactly? Even in the motivation, what about social media postings? Did somebody ever report what was going on here? So let's also not take our eye off the ball of this could be a law enforcement failure that we don't yet know some of the details of.
Yeah, agreed, Brandy. From what I've been hearing is that he had bought them legally, that he had sold one of the guns, and so the parents thought that he had no more guns, that was it. And but he had more guns, and so but they were, from what I heard, they were bought legally, for sure.
And that we're going to be hoping that some local media and maybe even mainstream media will dig into. So look, guys, that's basically everything that we have here. As Crystal talked about, the spark for gun control, President Biden, in his first initial comments, seized upon the shooting to talk about this. Here's what he had to say.
We're monitoring the situation really closely, Ben, as you know, and we have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons. The shooter in this situation reportedly had 2 assault weapons and a pistol, 2 AK-47. So I call on Congress again to pass my assault weapons ban.
So we had the call for the assault weapons ban here. However, the police chief said that they were legally acquired. We still do need to know some of the details. At least 2 of the firearms, another 3, I believe, were involved in this case. So, it's not also uncommon for many of these guns to be illegally purchased, even in the event of increased background check, etc. So we'll see if there's any, red flags from psychiatrists, from the medical system, from the police chief, law enforcement, the details on all that. And we'll continue to stick on the story. I know the Counterpoints also will bring you guys an update if needed tomorrow, as well as on our show on Thursday.
Hey, guys.
Right. So, okay, hold on. So this is what, thank you, Lana, for sending me this morning too. So leave it up to Fox to kind of it is very insensitive of so Joe Biden this morning wanted to speak about the shooting in the wake of it, and came out to talk to people about it, and Fox News covered it, and they showed it the beginning of when he first came out, the kind of I guess you could kind of say it is a little insensitive. I can see where Joe Biden was probably oh, well, this is about kids, so let's, bring out kid stuff, and talk really fun and stuff like that really quick. But I think that was completely unnecessary of how he was talking right here. So thank you, Lana, for this again. And here is what Joe Biden, so it says, in the wake of a school shooting, Joe Biden says he came down to speak because he heard there was ice cream and gets distracted by good-looking kids in the audience.
To the White House. My name is Joe Biden.
that part right there. My name is Bo Jiden, Bro Jiden.
I'm Dr. Joe Biden's husband, and I ate Jenny's ice cream, chocolate chip. I came down because I heard there was chocolate chip ice cream. By the way, I have a whole refrigerator full upstairs. I think I'm kidding. I'm not. God. Ben, how are you, pal? One of the best guys in the United States Congress, Ben Cardin. Folks, it's a delight to have you all here. And who are those good-looking kids back there? They're your kids, all 4 of them? Well, stand up, guys.
John, we'll jump back in here. Considering the moment,
we were told that
the shooting that just happened left 3 children dead, 3 adults dead, shooters dead, and we were told he would be addressing this off the top.
I agree,
it's rather surprising. I thought that a somber President Biden would have come to the podium here and addressed the school shooting.
Yeah, see, like what they were saying, he thought that he would be a somber president coming to address the school shooting, but no, he came out and started being a perv like he always is, talking about how much he loves chocolate chip ice cream and stand up, you beautiful, good-looking kids or whatever. So gross. He's such a perv. So gross. Like you don't, dude. People just died. Like we have a huge health and mental health emergency in this country with everybody, and you're just gonna come out talking about chocolate chip ice cream and how beautiful these kids are. It's just I get it. It's like, you want to start off funny to, it's like a comedy act where you start off really good to, make everybody like you, and then you can go on to what you're saying. But this was in bad taste, completely in bad taste on his part too. Yeah, like Desert Mantis said, this is a really bad way to lead up to a shooting. It's just, yeah. Leave it up to, the government to do stuff like that. So, or Biden, technically, to do stuff like that. So, I'm fuzzy. That's never happened before. Hey, why am I fuzzy? I guess I'm just going to stay fuzzy because I don't know how to fix it. So, I'm fuzzy today. That's how it's going to happen. Okay, so I got through with those, the school shooting and the Biden on the school shooting. So last night, oh, you know what? Let's start with this one. Yeah, no, let's do it. Fuck it. I gotta go potty so bad. I want to make sure that I don't miss something when I'm playing the video while I'm running to the bathroom as well. Okay, this is 5 minutes long. I can go run to the bathroom and have this play. So last night there was a deadly fire in Mexico border. Okay. Yeah, I know. Oh, wait. There we go. I'm just going to stay fuzzy. Come on, kitty. Why do you got to do this shit to me? There was a fire at a detention center last night in Mexico at the border. So let's watch this video and then we'll go through it piece by piece.
Mexico says migrants started a deadly fire last night at an immigration detention center located near the U.S. border.
They reportedly set mattresses on fire after learning that they would be deported. The fire broke out inside a facility run by the National Migration Institute in the city of Juarez. Authorities say at least 39 people died. More than 24 others were injured. 68 men in total from Central America and South America, I hear many of them from Venezuela, were reportedly being held at the detention center.
Joining us now for more on this is CBS News immigration reporter Camila Montoya Galvez in our Washington bureau. Camilo, you actually traveled to Ciudad Juarez recently. Give us some larger context to this facility, to tensions in the region, to this, from what the Mexican leader says, was frustration by the migrants against the facility that led to the fire. Help us understand what happened there.
Hi, Earl and Lilia. This part of Mexico, rather, in Ciudad Juarez, is a major destination for thousands of migrants and asylum seekers who are hoping to enter the U.S. and to seek asylum there. As you mentioned, I was recently there just last week, and I visited several shelters, and for the most part, they were over capacity, overcrowded, and
I leave to go potty for a second. You guys are off the hook in here. I love it. His senile ass probably forgot the shooting ever happened and focused on the ice cream with scumbag. For sure. Like, for real, for real. He's got a mental health emergency. Yep. It's his handlers. And now you want some ice cream. Oh, you guys are great. Okay. So I'm gonna start this video back over because there was stuff right at the beginning of reason why there's a reason why these migrants started a fire and a protest at the border, and they say it really quickly and then move on to the next stuff, so you don't so they hope that it'll go in one ear and out the other, so you don't hear it. You just hear the part that they started the fire. So this is the manipulation tactics in the media, mainstream media world that I noticed. So listen to this really quick and we'll stop. It's Rocky Road. Don't start, dude. All right. That's my favorite ice cream for real. And don't tempt me because I have an entire bucket, not a bucket, like one of those pint things or whatever, of Rocky Road ice cream in my freezer right now, and it sounds amazing. You know what my favorite Rocky Road ice cream like brand is though? Is Thrifties. So if you ever went to like a Rite Aid back in the day, I think it's Rite Aid. They still have them. It's the one Rite Aid out here in my town, well, like a couple towns over, has the Thrifties ice cream in it, and their Rocky Road, the Thrifties ice cream, Rocky Road in Rite Aid is probably the best. Like the best. I am obsessed with Rocky Road ice cream. It is literally my favorite. Okay, you got me sidetracked on Rocky Road and thinking about Thrifty's Rite Aid ice cream right now. It is so amazing. Yeah, Thrifty. Yep, exactly. Okay, yeah. See, we need critical thinking knows what I'm talking about. It's that Thrifty Rocky Road ice creams. Oh, it's so amazing. Ooh, there we go. We could start a new show, Warren, the Rocky Road Picture Show. We'll just start calling the secret show the Rocky Road Picture Show because it's just as crazy as a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, so getting sidetracked. All right, so fire, Mexico border. Listen to what this mainstream media is saying and how they say things really quickly to make you realize or make you not see the reasoning behind why they started a protest at this detention center on the Mexico border. You remember Rocky Road and Bullwinkle? It's Rocky and Bullwinkle, not Rocky Road and Bullwinkle. That's why I love my audience. You guys are fucking awesome. You people, man. You're like my I don't like the whole fam because I guess like all the new little indie media people are all like fam. So I don't do fam, but you guys are my friends, but you're better than friends. So you guys are like a mixture of family and friends. So I call you my frems. So you're my frems. That's what you guys are. You guys are awesome. I fucking love you. Rocky Balroda. You guys, come on. I like that. Rocky Road and Bullwinkle. Okay. We gotta listen. You guys are distracting. I already have enough distractions this week with Warren running for president, okay?
It says
Okay, listen,
migrants started a deadly fire last night at an immigration detention center located near the U.S. border.
They reportedly set mattresses on fire after learning that they would be deported. The fire broke out.
Right there. See it? They set mattresses on fire. She said that really slow and then quickly, learning that they would be deported. And then she goes on to talk about the rest of the thing, like hoping that go in one ear and out the other. So that's the reason. These people on the border are being deported back to their country. So they're angry and they started a protest and they lit mattresses on fire and started a fire at the detention center because they didn't want to go back to their country. And we're about to learn the reason why even more. You guys ready for this?
Out inside a facility run by the National Migration Institute in the city of Juarez. Authorities say at least 39 people died. More than 24 others were injured.
39 people died. Okay. 39 people died.
Injured 68 men in total from Central America and South America. I hear many of them from Venezuela were reportedly being held at the detention center.
People from Venezuela.
Joining us now for more on this is CBS News immigration reporter Camila Montoya Galvez in our Washington bureau. Camilo, you actually traveled to Ciudad Juarez recently. Give us some larger context to this facility, to tensions in the region, to this, from what the Mexican leader says, was frustration by the migrants against the facility that led to the fire. Help us understand what happened there.
Hi, Earl and Lilia. Mexico, this part of Mexico, rather, in Ciudad Juarez, is a major destination for thousands of migrants and asylum seekers who are hoping to enter the U.S. and to seek asylum there. As you mentioned, I was recently there just last week, and I visited several shelters, and for the most part, they were over capacity, overcrowded, and overwhelmed. Shelter officials there are having to deal with thousands of migrants who are waiting for a chance and an opportunity to enter the U.S., most of them through this new mobile application process that the Biden administration has set up to allow migrants to secure an appointment, to show up at a port of entry, to seek asylum there. And that, for many people right now, is the only way to enter the U.S. because the Biden administration has expanded the Title 42 policy, which allows border officials to quickly expel migrants without giving them a chance to seek asylum.
Do you hear that? Did you hear that? There's the part right there. Biden, same difference, is expanding Title 42, which Title 42 is the bill that Trump brought about during the beginning of the pandemic, to where people at the border automatically get deported back to their country because of a pandemic. Now, we're no longer in it. It's done. I mean, it's pretty much done and over with. It's all done. Like, the Title 42 should have been done. But no, here comes Biden talking about how he's better than Trump, apparently, but he's expanding Title 42, which was a Trump policy that was enacted during the beginning of the pandemic. So don't sit here and tell me that Biden is any goddamn better than any of these Republicans out there when he's expanding these border control policies to the point where these people from Venezuela and Central America, which you're right, Warren, Juarez is a dangerous city. These people are seeking asylum from these dangerous cities and trying to come to America. Just imagine yourself, you're in another country and you hear, okay, because you're not in America, you don't ever get to see what actually goes on. You know, you don't have cable. You live in, like, you know, South America and Venezuela, where you probably have basic cable or something, you know, or internet, you know, where you can't see everything because your government keeps you from seeing it. Anyway, you see that there's this country called America that's full of it's called the land of the free and the home of the brave. If you just trek out to that area, they'll welcome you with wide open arms. And these people are desperate to get out of this situation that they're in their own country, which was created by us here in America. And they come here, and then they get to the border and they hear, just like what this person said right before expanding Title 42, they need a cell phone with an app so they can sign up to go to the border to be brought into America through an app, a registration through an app. So you're telling me that these people from South America walking, okay, probably thousands of dollars in debts because of traffickers taking them through different countries trying to get to America, that they're going to have cell phones to sign up for an app to get into our country because you decided to expand Title 42, Mr. Biden Trump? This shit is what pisses me off. This is absolutely ridiculous that he even that the people even watch CBS News and not stop and think, did he really just say that? Did you guys, the first 1 minute and 52 seconds, that's pretty much all I need out of that to hear everything that I needed to hear. But we're about to get 3 more minutes of just random talk of their own personal opinions of what they think, which is probably written by some elitist who tells them what they can and can't say.
If they cross into the U.S. illegally. When we visited the main town square into the Whaat, dozens of migrants surrounded us as soon as they saw our cameras to show us their phone apps, their phones that had error messages, and they wanted to tell us that they had been trying for weeks and months to get an appointment to enter the U.S.
So it's a buggy app too. So even if you do have a cell phone and you have this app to get to the country, apparently it has tons of error messages because it's super buggy, because why would you trust the government to make an app? Are you kidding me? The government can't even tell you how to pronounce TikTok correctly, but you're expecting them to make an app that's going to help asylum seekers get into our country legally? Man, talk about more and more band-aids on a fucking gaping wound. I swear to God, America is just a giant gaping wound, and we just keep slapping these little ass band-aids all over the place. Like, here's the wound on the arm, and we're like, oh, we're going to put a band-aid on the wrist. We're going to put a band-aid on your cheek. We're going to put maybe a little bit of tape over that wound, but the rest of the band-aids are going to go all over the place everywhere else. It's so annoying.
Avail. We also know that there's a noticeable tension between migrants and Mexican immigration officials there, who often detain these migrants after they're expelled from the U.S. and when they lose their permission to be in Mexico. And if it is, of
course, there's tensions between the police department there and the actual migrants themselves. Are you kidding me? These migrants are being treated like shit, and these police departments have an ego the size of fucking the I don't even know, like Dubai's tallest building. I swear to freaking God, they've got like the huge egos. I don't know if you ever saw this. There was this like research test thing that these like psychologists did back in the day. They took like 10 people and put them in this like cell, and they gave 5 people the position of prisoner and 5 people the position of enforcer, like a jail enforcement. And they're just regular people. And within a week, I think, like they were doing so many the people that got the job as the police department were doing so many human rights violations to these people who were supposed to be prisoners. And this was just a social experiment. This was an experiment, and this is what happened. So yeah, you put these people in this environment of like superiority and vulnerability, you're going to have these kind of clashes. And yeah, we're seeing it right here. Like, you're not going to sit there and tell me that a whole entire psychology experiment was taken and put into place and was proven, and then you see it in real life and it's not going to happen. Of course there's too much ego, too much superiority when it comes to the police department, and these migrants are extremely vulnerable and being treated worse than animals. What do you expect clashes to happen? I swear to God, CBS News talks about there's clashes at the border like it's some kind of shocking, like, they just now found out about it. It's some kind of shocking breaking news. So yeah, exactly. America is a tainted, bloody rock. Absolutely. You're starting a social app that freshens your breath. Call it Tic Tac. Yes, too many souls have been reaped on that land. I agree, Lana. It's disgusting what we're doing to these people. They're human beings. That's what pisses me off. These are legit humans. They have lives. They have souls. They have experiences. They have opinions and feelings. And you're just going to treat them as an other, like as if they're just meat sacks with nothing inside of their heads. I don't understand the ego of some people and countries that they just treat people like this. They're human beings, for fuck's sake.
It is indeed true, Lilia and Errol, that these migrants were protesting and that this fire stemmed from the frustration of them in Mexico and the fear of being deported. Then I think that illustrates the anxiety and frustration that is building up in northern Mexico.
You're totally right, Camilo. I mean, we've heard just countless stories spending time there in El Paso and Juarez and all along the U.S.-Mexico border. I'm curious, who made it into this shelter, or not shelter, this detention center? What do we know about, because as you said, in the town square, there's people who were camped out. There's all different kinds of destinations before being detained or as they are expelled from the U.S. But who would be the men in this shelter? Why would they be there?
So we know this is a detention facility run by the Mexican Immigration Institute, which again detains and deports migrants who don't have permission to be in Mexico. They are there stationed in Ciudad Juarez and in other border cities on the Mexican side of the border. And we know that this particular facility was for adult men. We know that many of them were from Guatemala, from Venezuela, and other Latin American countries. And again, they could be there because they were expelled by the U.S. under Title 42, and Mexico is trying to deport them deeper into Mexico or back to their home countries. We know that sometimes these centers are also used to process migrants who don't have a place to live in these cities. So that could be the case as well. But again, I think just more broadly, this incident just illustrates the broader frustrations among migrants here who are effectively in limbo, not knowing whether they will be able to enter the U.S.
And this isn't the first time we've seen this type of thing, Camilo. Any sense of changes that may happen as far as how Mexico detains people?
Well, that's right, Errol. This is unfortunately increasingly common. The United Nations actually calls the U.S.-Mexico border the deadliest land crossing in the world. Thousands of migrants have died over the past few years trying to reach the U.S.
Not just because of their own mistakes. I mean, yeah, of course, some people drown, some people can't. For one, it's the desert out there. You can't fucking survive a goddamn desert. And for two, have you not seen the border patrol, the way that they treat migrants? Like, I've seen them shoot and kill people. I saw them whip people migrants from Haiti coming to America, and they were crossing the border, and there were police officers, border patrol on horseback whipping migrants as if they were like slaves. So I love how they were like, oh, they call it the deadliest land crossing, but he's not going to explain why. Is because it's treacherous. You can't make it through a goddamn desert. It's almost impossible. You're gonna freaking die of starvation and thirst and heat and exhaustion. And then 2, the border patrol have like trigger happy fingers and just don't care. So, and look at these migrants as others, but they're just going to call it the deadliest. They're not going to give a reason why.
In fiscal year 2022 alone, 853 migrants died on American soil trying to cross the U.S.-Mexico border. That is a record, and it's likely an undercount as well because of data collection limitations. Over the past few days, we've seen migrants being found dead in train cars in Texas. Yeah. Last summer, over 50 migrants died in a tractor trailer outside of San Antonio. So this is definitely a deadly journey for many of these migrants, Errol.
Yeah, not to mention the ones that die along the way and even crossing the desert here. Camilo Montoya Galvez, thank you so much.
Thank you, Camilo.
Thank you.
Wow. You got
the Metro Nashville Police Department.
Hi. Hello. Hello, Holly McCall. Yeah, that's that on the migrant border. Hold on, I want to see if there's anything else that is gonna come from it. Migrants start deadly fire at detention facility. Is that how I should do it? Yeah. Let's see here. What else did they put? That was from 2 hours ago. Here, I'll show y'all so y'all can watch with me. See if there's anything like anything new that's come up since about it. California, Arizona border areas might as well be, right? The Gobi Desert. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Arizona, California right there, Texas. That whole area is just desert. It's just desert. And it's so big. It's so treacherous for people to even try to cross the border. And then you've got the traffickers that are like, I'll hook you up. I'll take you there on the back of this truck. You just got to pay this much money and eventually. And then you get caught up in being trafficked because you're so exhausted that you just want to, you get a ride, and all of a sudden you owe this person $10,000 for bringing you to the border. And then you just end up not getting brought to the border anyway. You end up getting deported back in a detention facility for weeks and weeks and weeks on end until they decide to deport you. It's crazy. Migrants fearing deportations start fire. I can't believe Fox News said that. Migrants fearing deportation start fire. Look at you, Fox. When did you start getting onto the side of the migrant? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Biden is president. I forgot. That's right. That's right. So crazy. Yep. Kills 39. Jeez. Yeah, and we're not even hearing about this as much as we're hearing about this. Look at that. Right underneath this is the Nashville shooting where 6 people died, which I'm not belittling the fact that 6 people died in Nashville, but 39 people died at the US-Mexico border, and everybody's talking about the Nashville school shooting. Like, why can't we talk about both of them? Why is there so many things on the Nashville thing? But I guess I am seeing a little bit, but it's just like here and there, 9 hours, 7 hours. Oh, here's one from 1 hour ago, 22 seconds. Like, come on, give us something other than 50 seconds long. Jesus Christ. More than 36 migrants in a fire facility. There's 34 seconds, 21 seconds. Come on, give us something with like girth. Give me something with girth. Raw footage outside building. Here's some raw footage. I love how in the last news thing they were talking about how like all these men were in there, but then the video of the actual detention center, you see a woman with a baby. They're like, it's just all men over there in the detention center. Oh yeah, well then why is there a woman with a baby there? Girth. I need a video with girth. Blush. Those are probably bodies, yeah. This guy has his country's flag as socks. Oh. Okay, so yeah, this is just raw footage of what's going on out there. It looks like they got the fire out. The building's still intact. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. I only speak a little bit of Spanish. It's very hard for me to understand Spanish when it's all politic stuff. Like when they use big words and shit, I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I can't understand now. You want to talk to me like a you want to ask me where the bathroom is in Spanish? I got you. I got you, boo. Yeah, it's just all showing. My social card just got yoinked. Damn it. Or my SoCal card just got yoinked. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I know. Hey, I'm a Cali girl. I can speak just enough Spanish to get by. Just enough to impress them. They're like, "Oh, you're a white girl who knows some Spanish?" And then they'll start talking to me in Spanish. I'll be like, "That's all I know. I was just kidding." ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? No necesito pantalones. Like stuff like this, you know. I understand what you guys are saying. Where's the Bible? I don't need pants. Yeah, exactly. What is Man, if you were like a millennial, like a teenager in the early 2000s, and you were like going around speaking Spanish in California, your favorite thing to say back then was, yo tengo un gato en mi pantalones. As a girl, I have a cat in my pants. That was one of our favorite things to say back in the early 2000s. Yo tengo un gato en mi pantalones. See, Desert Mantis. Now I don't know what you're saying. A mí no me gusta las. So you don't like. I don't know what that word is. Albondigas. Wait, albon. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. It's soup. Aw, you like soup? Oh no, it says albondigas soup. It's meatball soup. Okay, so it's meatballs. Wait, me no me gusta. Okay, so you don't like meatballs. Got it. Quiero bailar. You want to dance? No more necesitas pantalones porque no quiero mirar. Okay, wait, I got the first part, but the last two words you lost me. Yep. See, I know some Spanish. I can get it a little bit, but so Warren doesn't need pants because he doesn't have to look. Yeah, I don't know. Pequeñas is small. Zanahoria. Small carrot. Oh, there we go. See, I knew it. I saw pequeñas. I'm like small. So Warren doesn't need pants because he doesn't have a small carrot. Soy Juan Martinez. Oh, your name is Juan Martinez. Okay, so you speak Spanish? You want sabby sabs, less bones. You're so gross. Oh, he needs pants because I don't want to look at his small carrot. See, I messed it up. Yep. Okay, you're right. Oh, you don't speak Spanish? Okay. That's so cool. So yeah, I'm not really that great with Spanish, apparently. I'm all right. I'm passing though, right? Like I can at least pass a little bit. I wish life, like real life, had subtitles. That would be awesome. Let's see. This one says U.S. reportedly considering reinstating detention of migrant facilities. That was 2 weeks ago. Inside look at the conditions in migrant detention facilities. Photographer documents immigration and life inside detention facilities 5 months ago. Mexican prison ambush leaves 17 dead with 25 inmates on the loose. Oh, that's in Mexico. Yeah. It seems like there's a lot of people that died on the border with this last night, and we're just going to concern ourselves with which it's still important with the mass shooting at the Nashville school, but like, why can't we just do two things at once? You know, why are we increasing the Title 42 or whatever it's called? So it just doesn't make sense to me. Like I said earlier, we just keep slapping on those band-aids. What else do I got for a show today? Is that Pig Latin? Right, get me out of here. I'm right there with you. I'm done. I can only take so much Spanish. Okay, Juan Martinez was from Spanish 101. Is that like a show or something? Because I've taken Spanish classes, like 2 years of Spanish, and I don't remember a Juan Martinez. Look at you guys talking in Pig Latin. Ixnay on the Ick Jones Day. Okay. One uye real akinte. Oh, no way you real talking. What? I don't understand what you're saying. What is that? That was his name in Spanish class, I think. Oh, okay. So, yeah, in Spanish, did you guys ever have like you have to have a Spanish name in Spanish class, or like you have to choose like a Spanish word in Spanish class, and that was going to be like your name throughout the whole year? My stupid ass, not even realizing what I did to myself throughout that year. I really liked the pharmacy board skateboard company. Like that was my favorite brand at the time when I was in my teenage years. And so for the entire first year of Spanish, I was named Farmacia. I was pharmacy. That was my name, Farmacia. And now that I look back at it, my teacher probably thought that I was a drug dealer or something. But I just really liked pharmacy board shop. Really a lot. You know, like the California millennial teenager. We loved all that. You know, the trucker hats were all cool back then and stuff. So pharmacy was like my shit. And yeah, that's what I decided to name myself as in Spanish class was pharmacy. So I was Farmacia, drug dealer. Alana translates, I got to keep my name. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Okay, now you're talking. Watching Chicago Corner tonight. Yeah. See, I'm getting it. I know Pig Latin. Ed, you're going to watch Chicago Corner today? Later today? It's easier to talk it than it is typing it. I'm not sure how you guys are typing this. I really don't. OJ Idenbay is a lone K. I don't know that one. My Pig Latin is not that great either, apparently. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. You guys are great. Thank you for keeping me entertained. I was so worried. You guys, look at my Google Docs this morning. This is what I had as my list of things, other than, you know, I have Discord up because Lana's hooking it up today. But this is what I got. I'm like sitting here like, how am I going to go through this before 2 hours is up? I already did the school shooting. I already did Biden on shooting. I already did the Mexico fire. I can do the Candace Owens on the disabled community, but this is like almost a week old now. So it's kind of out of date. And then I've had this for a cool minute, the reality of inflation with Fidel Kaboob. I think I want to save that one with for when Sherry comes on, because it's MMT and it's Jeff Epstein stuff. So definitely Sherry worthy. But yeah, I'm running low on stuff right now, you guys, to talk about. And I still want to. You want to see the Candace Owens disabled community thing? Okay, let's watch it then. It's more. It's like it's a lot of drama still to me. It's just her opinion. So what happened is I guess some Skims. I don't know. Heard of Skims? Skims is is like the undergarment company that Kim Kardashian owns. They recently did a promotion of their clothing brand with people with disabilities on there. So here it is, a person in a wheelchair. And so Candace Owens decides that she wants to post her opinion on whether or not people in wheelchairs or people with disabilities should even be brought up onto poster ads and in the modeling sphere and stuff. So here is the video. You own 4 Skim dresses, 4 shirts, 5 thongs, and 4 boxers from Skims. You're obsessed. I do want to get myself one of those like body ones where it goes like down to the knees and it's like a tank top one piece. Definitely. Because I'm getting a little older now and things like are not keeping up like they used to. So having something like Skims, I definitely would do, because then I would feel comfortable wearing like, you know, the stretchy pants again, or, you know, like those little, the running jogging pants that I used to wear all the time. And I feel like I can't wear anymore. So for sure, I'm right there with you. If I could afford them, I totally would go for them.
Really? That's all I'm going to say is really. I don't,
Yeah.
really? That's all I'm going to say is really. I don't really understand how far we're going to take this inclusivity thing. I really don't get it. I don't know. And if I'm wrong, again, educate me. Today, I just want to be educated in the comments. If people that are in wheelchairs were thinking as they were looking around, like, you know what really upsets me? That I've never seen a bra and underwear advertised with a girl in a wheelchair. Why did they do this? I don't know. I don't know why this needs to be done. I'm just getting tired of this all inclusivity thing. It seems ridiculous. I mean, we're going to be on crutches and like, well, how come we don't have a girl that's broken her leg on crutches also in a bra and underwear? I don't feel included. I don't know. I don't think I can buy panties. I just can't buy panties because I don't know. I don't feel included. Look, I assumed that people that were in wheelchairs also have to buy.
This is what drives me nuts about her. She's like, oh, I can't buy. She like takes it so to the extreme of, oh, I can't buy these underwear because the people with disabilities aren't included. Like women in wheelchairs or something have never worn underwear because there's no women in wheelchairs in underwear ads or something. Like she takes it to the complete extreme as if it's not even about the fact that, which isn't even true, that women with disabilities won't wear certain things because they're not represented in ads. It's just the fact of wanting to be represented everywhere. This is why women nowadays look like living Bratz dolls. This is why women who grow up into women look the way that we do in certain things, is because it's from our inspirations as kids. You think women nowadays are walking around with these big old poofy lips and these crazy eyebrows and the eyeliner looking like Bratz dolls didn't come from nowhere. They look like Bratz dolls because these girls owned fucking Bratz dolls growing up. So that's what they come to. All these girls with disabilities want is some kind of representation so they can see themselves out there, so they're not always looking to be somebody that they're not. I don't understand why Candace Owens has such a goddamn problem with people wanting to be represented in ads. Give people more jobs. Aren't you about giving people more jobs? Aren't you supposed to be some kind of like freedom-loving Republican that says everybody deserves to have a job? Let these disabled people have jobs by being in ads and being in supermodels, because we're becoming more inclusive to people who don't feel inclusive when they want to look at themselves in a fucking magazine. Boo fucking who, Candace Owens. She drives me crazy. She's just like, I'm so tired. Good for you. You're tired. Oh, well, you don't want to see it, then don't look. Just like you tell people you don't like America Move, you don't want to see it, keep scrolling, bitch. The fuck?
to bras, that have to buy underwear. It's just something that I just assumed that was a thing. I didn't know that we needed to see that in our face. I didn't know that now we're going to.
Oh, it's such a problem because now it's in your face. Like I just said, keep scrolling.
I have to look forward to campaigns where women that are in wheelchairs are now wearing bras and underwears because we as a society just cannot get to the bottom of our ridiculousness, because that's what it is. We are being ridiculous, America. When I see stuff like this, I just go, whose idea was this? Was it your idea? Okay, you're fired. I'd like to fire the person who was behind this ridiculous campaign. And by the way, I think people in wheelchairs will back me up on this. I think they're on my side. I think they think this is stupid. Let's all just agree today on Tuesday to stop.
I agree. I disagree with her completely. I honestly, truly think that now that girls see themselves in ads, especially in a Kim Kardashian Skims ad, these girls are going to want to become models now. They're going to feel empowered and beautiful about themselves because they see themselves out in public on ads to where women are actually out there making money with those same disabilities, to where these girls can feel confident to go out there and do the same goddamn thing. But she thinks it's ridiculous, and she doesn't want to see what's going and to see this in her face. Are you kidding me? I know, Les Bones, I'm sorry, Jimmy Rants. This is the kind of stuff, like when it comes to people's dumbass opinions on stuff that has nothing to do with them, they just want to keep seeing things the way that they've always been. I'm sorry, I'm tired of looking at bone thin, skinny ass bitches walking down the runway wearing the next trend in this season's fashion trend. I'm sorry, I'm tired of it. Give me some big, beautiful fucking women up on that catwalk and let them walk down the runway, so that way we can see women in what women actually look like. Because not all women look like a bag of fucking skeletons. But you know, you don't say anything bad about that, do you, Candace Owens? You just want to get and bag on people with disabilities. Well, guess what, Miss Woman? There was a video on TikTok this girl posted, which I think is absolutely amazing. This girl has a disability, is in a wheelchair, okay? So just whatever Candace Owens says, I fuck her, okay, on this whole thing. So this guy says, please watch. How can a black woman, this is a good one too. How can a black woman who used NAACP's resources to win a discrimination lawsuit turn around and discriminate against disabled people? Remember, when she was in high school, she was being discriminated against. People were telling her that she couldn't do things because she was black, that to the point where she made the news. NAACP came to her school and defended her over her being called bad stuff by white people. But then she grows up and turns around, and this is how she turns out into. She turned into those white people that she literally had the NAACP come and help her defend. So he says, I wish more folks understood how prevalent and hurtful ableism is in America. Candace Owens has too large of a platform to be carelessly spouting such nonsense. I want to thank Skims for being inclusive and making every woman feel represented in their recent ad campaign. All right, so here is the woman's video. She is in a wheelchair. As you can see, she is addressing Candace Owens.
Candace Owens. I thought a long time before I decided to make this video.
Hey guys, I'm going to get back to this video, but do me a favor, watch this full video and share it. It needs to be heard. Inclusivity is not bad. It is good. So do me a favor, share this. Watch this.
But I think you need to be addressed. For you to get on camera and to say, how much more inclusive are we going to get because you don't want to see wheelchair users featured in a beauty campaign or a Skims campaign, is so disgusting to me that I'm almost like, my God, Candace. You know, once upon a time, inclusivity meant women that looked like you.
Yup.
So you should know firsthand what discrimination feels like.
Yup.
And so for you to face that and then say, you know what? I'm going to question why we're including wheelchair users in a beauty campaign because you don't want to see that. How do you know people want to see you?
Yup.
There's a lot of people that don't want to see you.
Yup.
But yet you keep getting on these platforms and saying what it is that you have to say because you feel like your voice matters and you want your voice to be represented the same way that I want my wheelchair to be represented. Like, what's the problem with that? What's the problem with people who have missing limbs being featured in beauty campaigns? What, you don't think we're beautiful?
That's exactly what it is. She don't think they're fucking beautiful. She is a disgusting, gross person who just wants to see America stay the way it was in 1950s, where cigarette ads were really sexy and women were being treated like dogs, having to starve themselves and do drugs to keep themselves beautiful back in those days. That's how she wants it to be. But like that girl said, and even the guy said in the Twitter thing, in the Twitter post, she has used those things to her own benefit. The being, included, having inclusivity. She has been on the other side of that, to where she wasn't even being included in the things where she wanted to have inclusivity. She called the NAACP and had them help and protect her and defend her for it. But then she does this to people who are in wheelchair. I'm done. I can't even handle it anymore. I'm done. I'm over it. You know who's tired and exhausted of seeing shit like that? Me. I'm tired of it. She did really good point, though. She made a really good point of like, we don't want to see you, and you still get your ass up on a camera every day and say your stupid shit. So yeah, I completely agree. I don't want to see your face, but you keep going up onto a camera and saying shit that you want to say every day. Oh, well, I can't do anything to stop you, just like you can't do anything to stop Skims and these other people with their beauty campaigns wanting inclusivity. Sorry, Candace. World doesn't revolve around your stupid ass just because you think it does. Oh, it's crazy. Candace Owens is a clown. Yeah, no, I agree. Hi, kiddo. Candace Owens says she is for free speech, but here she is wanting wheelchair people censored. There you go. See? Nice little, I like that. That's a good one. Candace Owens is not black, you guys. We did not claim her. Oh, Candace Owens lost her black card. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's great. Okay, so I got like 14 more minutes left in the day. Well, in my show. Dodger, what are you doing? So let's see, what do I got? If you guys missed yesterday, I was on Warren's show, the Extra Boya Live. If you guys want to go check that out. He did like an hour interview. It was fun. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be all like, what's your villain origin story? How did you get started into all of this stuff? It wasn't any of that. It was really nice. It was so good. I get super shy talking about my past and stuff. So I was just like, oh God, here we go. So thank you, Warren, for taking it easy on me and giving me softball questions yesterday. That was kind of nice. So thank you. But go and check his thing out. I was on there yesterday. I was on Willie's show on Sunday. With Willie, if you guys can try to help Willie out by commenting in his videos, just throw a random comment in there like, hey, nice show or whatever. He's got some trolls in his comment. I was in his comment sections on his videos. I was trying to hook him up this morning by commenting. It's just this one dude who's got like a picture of him with like a animal or something. And he's such a jerk. He's like all over Facebook, just starting shit to the point where I got a Facebook warning because I called him a punk ass bitch. And he just keeps going. He's like some kind of shit lib. He thinks that like Kim Iverson, whatever, blah blah blah, that she's like a anti-vaxxer, and then this guy like called us anti-vaxxers. He's just some asshole. So if you guys could like hook up Warren Willie in his comment sections, just say great show or we love you, Willie, or it's just something really really nice to hook him up, because his comment section is brutal by this one guy. He's just getting trolled by this one person, and I feel so bad for him. So that's what I've been doing this morning too, was hooking him up with some comments. So gotta help him out. Thank you. Yeah, here's the link, you guys. Okay, origin stories are for newbies. I'm not a seasoned veteran. Yeah, right. Wait, what? Scruffopone? What is that? I don't know what that means. Yeah, so there's the link to the interview from yesterday. I will be back tomorrow again at 1. Sorry, my kid's right here being weird. I will be back tomorrow at 1. I don't think I have anything else going on today when it comes to doing a live stream or anything. Maybe I'll take some time today and clip up today's videos and release them in pieces. That way I can give myself something to do before I start gaming today. You used to see him in the Hinkle chat, the guy's name. Oh, is that his name? I don't think it's I don't think it's Scrufflephone. It's like some random person. He's actually like a real person, like a real he's like a real human. With like he's got like a normal name. Let me see. Cause yeah, the guy was just ridiculous. He was so goddamn rude to him. I can't believe how rude he was. No, not live chat. Comment section. Dirtbag Leftist is the guy's name, even though that's Willie's name. This guy decided to title himself Dirtbag Leftist, and it's of him with glasses and a hat, and he's got a cat next to him. He's got 1 subscriber. He joined 4 years ago. He's got nothing on his channel, but his comments are just brutal. Like, it's the Dumb and Dumber show, he said to Willie from my interview on Sunday. It's just this guy, he I don't know what his name is on Facebook, but when I did my interview on the Kim Iverson show to help out my mountain when we were in the snow, Willie shared it on his Facebook, but in the title of the Kim Iverson video, it doesn't have like my name or my situation in there. Is just kind of thrown into the video, just not titled in the video. So when Willie shared it, it just said my friend Jimmy went on this thing or went on this show. So the guy like went and commented like, ew, you're promoting Kim Iverson and blah, blah, blah. Like, how dare you? You guys are all anti-vaxxers. Even that person that you're promoting that went on the show is an anti-vaxxer. And I was like, what I went on the show for has nothing to do with any of that. I went on the show to talk about the situation in Southern California with the snow that we're dealing with. And she wanted to interview me for that. And so he's been going off ever since and just being a douchebag. I didn't even realize he was that bad until this morning when Willie got a hold of me and said to check out his comment section because the guy just hasn't stopped. And I feel so bad. I'm just like, God damn, dude, who is this guy? Like just I don't even know who he is, but it's nuts. So just try to hook him up. Just give him some little positive feedback in his comment section. Oh, you do know him? You know him, Les Bones? Used to be friendly with each other. You don't know what happened to him? Yeah, he was like calling us anti-vaxxers and saying that Kim Iverson is a liar and shit and a manipulator. So you could definitely tell he's like one of those MSNBC Democrat, blue dog voter lovers. So definitely a shit lib for sure. Okay, so I will be back on tomorrow. I'm probably get off here a little bit early because I'm running out of things to say. So thank you guys all for coming. Anthony, thank you for stopping by. Warren, Les Bones, Lana, I will see you later today. Let me know when you want to start, when you're free to start gaming, because when I get off of here, I usually have like an hour downtime to kind of like chill out for a little bit, and then I'll get on some gaming if you want to. So if you're already home and stuff early and you want to game early, let me know. Desert Mantis, thanks for stopping by. Who else do we got? Ed Heller, thank you. Don't forget today, later on, Chicago Coroner is going to be on, and that from what Ed was saying, Kira is going to be on there too. Let me see if I can go see what time that starts at. Okay, so you guys haven't posted up a StreamYard or a link for it to start yet. Okay. So go keep your eye out on Chicago Corner. Look it up on YouTube. Give them a follow, a subscribe, all that fun stuff. They're going to have Kira on tonight. Jerry and Ed are absolutely amazing. They're really, really good people. Is Jerry going to be there today? Because Jerry's out here in LA right now. I just saw the picture of Facebook of him shooting on set yesterday. So is it going to be you and Kira today? Is that what's going to happen, Ed? Let me know. And send us the link in like the hooligans thing, and then I'll share it out on Twitter as well. So that way we can get that shit out for you guys. Who else is here to say thank you? We need critical thinking. Sorry, I'm going to read all your guys' comments. Let me scroll up really quick and say goodbye to everybody else. Brandy, thank you for stopping by. Hot R-Word Chicks, thanks for coming by. Hot R-Word Chicks is from the Willie Bragg show. So thank you for coming in and showing support. I love chicks. Chicks are awesome. I'm here for girl power. Who else we got? Oh yeah, Liam Door off of out of Twitter. Thank you so much for coming by and showing support. I mean on Twitch, sorry, not on Twitter, on Twitch. Thank you for coming by and showing support. Nikki, Nikki, I hope you are having a safe trip right now. And you are comfy and happy in the airplane and nothing bad is going on. Okay, you've been here the whole time. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for stopping by, or thank you for coming in and hanging out. Sorry. I usually stick my foot in my mouth tons of times. But yeah, so keep your eye out for Chicago Corner today. We will definitely be watching that. And yeah. If you guys, anybody does any gaming, anybody's a gaming person, I'm always looking for friends to game with because Les Bones and Shake and Bacon and all of them are on East Coast and they have jobs and stuff. So I'm always by myself. So if anybody likes to game, let me know and I will add you into my little Discord area in Warren's Discord, and we will hook you guys up and we can all go and hang out and do some gaming together. That would be a lot of fun. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Let me pull this stuff up. All right. I love you all. Thank you, friends. And I will see you all tomorrow. All right. Peace.